Hey everybody, welcome back to the Reality Wind Down, a podcast where we break down all the latest Bravo TV drama and the biggest pop culture moments of the week, one glass of wine at a time. I'm Chase.
I'm Cassidy.
How are you this week, Cassidy?
I'm good. I was just laughing because Chase was setting up all our equipment to film. And he came back because he was like doing a 2-second squat and he was out of breath, so he kept having to do his breathing exercises. So it just sent me through the roof.
I claimed it was my vocal warm-up.
I was like, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? He was like, yeah, just like breathing exercises.
I will say it is now officially summer in Texas. It was 90 degrees today and it's currently probably still 90 degrees outside. I don't handle the heat well. If anyone knows me, I carry a napkin around.
For what
my
reason,
ass
Chase?
crack isn't great whenever I'm starting to sweat, guys.
So if you see like sweat dripping down our face, it's because we have to turn off the air conditioner or it makes noises. Like we have to have like
Guys,
dead silence.
It's all in the name of the podcast that I'm over here sweating.
The things that we do for y'all.
The things that we do. How about we just jump right into little hot takes that we have today. We don't have that many, but...
Speaking of hot, some hot takes.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I think the first one we need to start with, guys, this week I was so disappointed, like beyond measures. Andy tweeted and was like, we have something like special, huge announcement coming today. And everyone was like, by the way, this is after they already let us down and we didn't get the Beverly Hills trailer.
Yes, because we were expecting the Beverly Hills trailer. I mean, everyone was talking about it. Didn't happen, so we obviously assumed it had something to do with that, or even something better.
I was thinking, like, the People's Couch was coming back, which I was like, okay, so excited, but also, why didn't you cast us?
I was gonna say, that's my dream job. I've been talking about it for years.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
I can, because I dream about it at night.
I feel like everyone who would, like, listen to a reality TV podcast, it would also be their dream job.
Yes,
so, like, everyone listening.
Well, I mean, imagine just sitting there watching your favorite shows, you're on the couch, you're drinking wine, you have snacks, and it's just your immediate reaction.
So what we're doing right now, minus the snacks.
Minus the snacks because we can't snack on here.
Unfortunately.
But if I could, I would.
We would. But anyways, the announcement was none of those fun things. It was that Andy is hosting the ultimate Kardashian family reunion. Which, like, guys, I can't take this. They're a family. They sit down for dinner probably once a week. Do we need a reunion? Do we need this big reunion hosted by Andy?
I just don't see the point. I get, like, the Kardashians are coming to an end. It's their final season, whatever. But they've done, like, one reunion in the past. Like, randomly, like, I would say, like,
it was like
7 years ago.
It was a special, I think. It was, like, their 10-year special or something.
Oh, maybe it was that.
So
but they did, like,
they
all sat on a couch setup, though. And it was, like, so boring. It's, like, it's weird because they're not a dramatic family in the sense of, like, they're not going to come on to a stage reunion setup.
It's not going to be like a big fight.
You know, so because it's so produced now that they're picking their storylines. And yes, Courtney did like Punch Kim like a season or two ago, and that was great. But they're not going to do it again on reunion.
That was the most exciting thing that had happened on the show in like 5 years. Like we don't watch Kardashians anymore. We've talked about this before. Like we used to be like avid watchers.
I love them. Yeah.
Yes. And then over the last 5-6 years, it's just been like, no, I'm good. But yeah, Andy, that was this huge announcement. I was like, where's Ryan Seacrest? He was the one that like produced it.
That's his like group. Like he's the E guy. Like Andy's obviously the Bravo guy. Yeah. Ryan Seacrest is the E guy, the Kardashian, like that place. So why is he not doing it?
I agree.
Either way, even if Ryan Seacrest was doing it, don't see the point.
We wouldn't be watching it either way.
No. I just think that it's time for those that family to be off our screens. Especially, did you see this whole like Chloe's body picture or the picture untouched whatever
that MJ let out? Apparently the grandma took the photo
icon.
Which, by the way, Chloe's body looked insane in that photo.
She looked great,
incredible. This is like what's so bad is you could be like, oh, like the beauty standards today that women think they have to live up to, but the Kardashians are kind of the people who have set that standard.
Yeah, for the past 10 years at least.
That's this big, like the hips and butt that are big. It's so unrealistic. So the fact that you can't even have a picture come out of you that's not like unedited is so bizarre to me. Even though you look good, it's because you've created this fake look.
Well, especially when her brand is body like
positivity,
inclusive, body positive, and it's like size inclusive, like all of the above, and that's what she's kind of like branded it as because she has always kind of been like the outsider, and she even like has
Yeah.
always said that, and like so she's trying to reclaim her body. So she made like a company that supports and
Completely inclusive.
So
Yeah.
it's weird that she has this one picture that's not perfect. Like it's like she looks like a normal, healthy girl, and that's it.
A realistic photo that where her stomach is still flat as hell.
Exactly.
And her
and
hips
she still
are
has
still
her
wide.
curves.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. But isn't it insane that she's supposed to be the one with the body inclusive company, and now she's over here? Like I've heard that they're like threatening to sue people if they post the picture. Like they're reaching out to everyone online and trying to get it deleted and like taken off the internet. And I'm like, I just don't understand. It's another thing why like they just need to have a break off TV.
Yeah, like we're good with no, and we will not be watching this reunion. So by Kardashians,
not giving ratings to that.
We're good on that one. But our other hot take, which I don't know if I'm going to be controversial in my opinion on this.
Oh,
Sutton got her diamond officially on Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about it?
I don't know actually. So last season, whenever she was like causing a lot of drama and like being interesting, I was like, give her a diamond. But I'm kind of worried now that like once she has a diamond, she'll just be another one of the cast that doesn't really give anything insightful into her life, or just like, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm happy. I'll say I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Okay, I like feel like I'm for it too, and I think it should be good. But people who are like all over the internet, like Queen Sutton, like finally she gets it. I was like, okay, she brought like you say some drama last season. She had a few good moments that were like funny, and she brought a little bit of drama. But I don't think that she was like so crazy to be like a queen status for right now. Like everyone's saying online, like we manifested this, like this is amazing, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, let's see how it goes. Like I'm excited for having a diamond.
Will. And I think this actually applies to Leah, too. Like, I actually really liked Leah when she first came on.
Yeah.
Or still do. But I think final judgments are actually never final on Housewives because I go back and forth all the time. But a housewife at least has to have a second season to be like, oh, was this just a flash in the pan?
Or to be like, she's a queen and she is like who we stand and she is everyone.
Forms and then she becomes more of a queen.
Yeah.
And like makes herself known on the franchise. Because if you come on your sophomore season, you may not be great and you may not be likable and you may actually not have that much going on. Yeah. So who knows?
I'm excited for Crystal.
I don't understand. Same. Yeah. It's like I'm excited for a new person.
Yes.
And Sutton's still kind of new, but I'm going to agree with you on I don't understand how everyone's like queen, icon, legend,
like the hype.
Best housewife to be getting a diamond in this moment. Yeah. Like, I don't understand it and I don't agree with it.
Well, I'm so glad that you're with me on that.
Yeah, I actually am. Yeah, I'm excited for her to have the diamond. I like that she's a full time, but I'm not like over the moon about it.
It's gonna be the best thing ever. Yeah.
No, not by any means. And if anything, we'll see.
Well, we're kind of wrapping up our hot takes, but I think it's time to play a game.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
I think this should be fun too.
Yeah, we got our ex-producer Joe. I'm not pissed or anything.
They didn't break up. Joe got a new job, and we're very happy for him. Yeah. Not a new producing job. Like, he just has to work on our day we film.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not mad about it at all.
He's definitely not
I will move on. But this week, I did convince him to make us a game, so neither of us know what we're playing this week, which I enjoy.
Yes.
Or we know what we're playing, but we don't know what we're asking, let's say. So I'm excited for that.
Well, the game this week is match the franchise with the cast trip. So we're going to say a location and you have to say what franchise went there. And you don't get points if you get the season right, but it's just like a little bonus.
Yeah, it's just like...
Because it's so hard. Like season 10 or 11, like it can just get very difficult on that. So we're just going to do that straight up. Are you ready?
I'm excited, yeah.
I think you should ask me first.
Okay, you want to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Cape Town.
What?
Oh my god, I thought you would know this one.
Cape Town,
South Africa. Also the home of our producer Joe. Wow, he really wanted to start with himself, didn't he?
I mean, I think that Atlanta went to Cape Town.
Correct.
Okay, because I know they went on like a safari too, so I was like, that has to be all like... Because they didn't go on safari in Cape Town, but they went on like a safari. It was that same season, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You were giving me the craziest
No, I was looking because I was
like,
thinking. Because what my response is going to be...
Sorry, that's whenever his brain starts working.
Yeah. You can see me when I'm thinking. Like, it's in my eyes, and like the tracks were off or on. It depends on the day. But I was actually thinking, because this was season 4.
Yes.
And it's crazy because the notable moment was Marlo and Sheree fighting.
That
and
was,
yes. And I just forget sometimes that Marlo has been with us from essentially the beginning.
And you know what else came from that trip? That's when Candy and Todd first connected.
Oh, yes, because she was
That's like when they got together kind of
Yeah.
because he was a producer of the show. And that was like, God, I can't believe they've been together since season 4 because it feels almost like a newer thing. Because there's, what, 10 seasons in Atlanta?
I think now they have 2 kids. Like, her daughters are like, or both of their daughters are in New York at college. Like
almost in their 20s.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It is so crazy.
All right, 1 point to me. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
St. Bart's.
St. Bart's is gonna be New York.
Yes, sir. That was whenever Aviva brought Reed, and it was, you're both white trash, quite frankly. Ramona and Sonia were like, what does that even mean? Let me go get the iPad. They were Googling white trash. I mean, if that's not an iconic moment, I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty sure she also puts her, like, readers on so they can, like, zoom in on their iPad.
I
feel like that would make sense.
It's so Sonia and Ramona, and oh God, there's so many things I could talk about from this trip, because I've watched this episode probably 24 times. This is just one of them very quickly. When Aviva's flying in with Reed, because she was terrified to fly, and she finally got in the small plane with him, and she's talking about her playlist she has to have. She's like, it's a lot of Aretha Franklin, a lot of Peter Gabriel, like The Power of Love, and she's gripping his hand while listening to her music out the window for like a 30-second flight. It's honestly so many iconic moments from that trip.
Codependency.
I feel like I just went on like a real rant there because I get so excited.
Well, that's why I
about
was
that
actually
vacation.
excited to play this game, because like we knew what we were playing, we just didn't know like the cities we were doing.
Yeah, like the
But
question.
cast trips are always the best, so they always bring back the best memories. So we're kind of having a trip down memory lane, to be honest.
We are having a cast trip down memory lane.
Okay, your second one.
Give it to me.
Hong Kong.
That's Beverly Hills.
Did you do coke in the bathroom?
Did you do coke in the bathroom? I think about whenever like Erica was there and she was trying to be like so like in the trends there, and she was doing the absolute most with her clothes.
When is Erica not doing the
That's true.
absolute most with the outfits, but
Yeah.
giving us absolutely nothing
Go
personality?
girl, give us nothing.
She's the embodiment of that.
Absolutely. Okay, you ready for your next one?
I am.
Ireland.
Oh God. OC.
You know, I think that's the trip where Vicky gets her arm stuck when they're leaving the airport. Do you remember that?
No. Oh, is it?
Yes,
or is that
whenever-
Iceland?
No, I think that's Ireland whenever it's going up and her arm gets stuck. And it's, I'm pretty sure it's Ireland. I could be wrong, but almost. But in the van ride from hell.
What was the name of the family that...
I was just spit my wine out. Oh my God, Megan King Edmonds. Her last name, they were like...
O'Toole or O'Toole?
O'Toole.
No.
It was O'Toole.
Was it?
I think it was O'Toole. And they were like, if you go to this town in Ireland, I guarantee you, like, if you tap someone's shoulder, they would be a cousin. The guy was definitely saying it, like, you know, as a bit of, like, a joke. He's being dramatic.
It's a what do they call it when it's like you exaggerate? It's a word for it, whatever, who cares? It's exaggerated.
Yeah, like, I wanted to say metaphor, but that's
Hyperbole?
not it right. Not a hyperbole. That was such a Cassidyism.
I can't. Crying.
Guys, look at the Super Bowl. Reminder Chase's hyperbole this weekend.
Anyways, back to Ireland.
It was an exaggeration that if she went to this town and she tapped on anyone's shoulder, someone would be named O'Toole. And she literally went and stood there and she was tapping so many people, got no response. And this one lady was like, oh, my mom's maiden name was. And she got so hyped. She's like, oh my God, we're definitely cousins. And she kind of looks like my mom.
And there
This
was
girl
a side
looked nothing like
nothing
her mom.
like her mom. That was so good.
That was
Okay.
not Detective MKE's finest work.
No, not at all. Okay, you ready?
Go on, Mr. Hyperbole.
Miraval.
That was OC.
Yeah.
That was the banging of the gong on the head.
Yes, I didn't forget that one. Like whenever I read it, I remembered it, but I forgot that was like the gong on the head because that was such like a chaotic, like weird fight. It was Shannon at her finest where she exaggerated everything.
I was about to say,
and I was like,
Shannon,
that's always.
If Shannon's on the trip, then it's chaotic no matter
That's
what.
true. But it was just like that. I was like, how many times has Shannon freaked out and done insane things and gotten mad over nothing? A lot. So this time just didn't stand out.
Oh my God.
I mean, it does stand out, but I couldn't place it.
Okay, you ready for your next one?
Yes.
Beaver Creek.
Dallas.
Okay.
Beaver Liquors, baby.
I thought that too, but our producer has put Beverly Hills. From crying in the hot tub to climbing in a suitcase, Taylor's antics made this trip memorable.
That was Beaver Creek as
I
well?
didn't know that. But you do get a point for that because Beaver Creek, they also went in Dallas.
I
so
appreciate
I would give
that
you
because that was like recent. And also,
Yes.
We need to dig on that one because
I remember when
I'm not
Kyle was
shocked.
doing cartwheels. I remember Taylor climbed in the suitcase crying.
Yeah, that's when she was like, "Oh my god."
Sorry to do that.
So like, I knew that was in Colorado, but I don't remember that being Beaver Creek. But he might. Be right.
I feel like he's probably right. Yeah, I mean,
but I think, like you said, Dallas did also
Yeah.
go to Beaver Creek because they went to Beaver Liquors.
I'm not even debating it. I'm giving you a point.
And that was also when Deandra showed us her talent trick.
Oh, what did she do? Did she popped a ball out of her butt?
No, she knows how to pick up a K-cup with her butt and drop it, and it lands up straight. And that's when Cam was like, "You just don't do that in Dallas."
She's like,
the girls are gonna find
put
out
it on your butt. Like, that's literally how she talks. The chaos.
And she's like, "The people in Dallas are really gonna find out." I give her too much of an accent.
She's also from California.
Yeah, I just like the accent, so I'm like, I'm here for it.
We're gonna do it.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Thailand,
where everyone gets a baby elephant. Speaking of Cam, Dallas.
There you go. You are correct.
Okay, are you ready for your next one?
Yes.
Glamis.
Glamis is OC.
Yes, it's when I don't know why I'm laughing because it's terrible when she flipped the RV.
They were all fine.
Not flipped the RV.
That was this week's Dallas that we'll get into.
Yeah, almost.
That's on the brain for you.
When she flipped the ATVs.
Yes, and Vicky was airlifted.
Airlifted, that's right. I was going to say when she went to the hospital, but you're right. She went in a
straight
helicopter.
up airlifted.
Oh my god, and that's when she like really... this is why I love Brianna, her daughter. She was like in the interview and she was like, my mom's a little dramatic. I don't think she needs the neck brace. I was like, oh my god.
I know. I can't believe that we still haven't hit the cycle, and she'll never do it, but the cycle where Brianna now comes on OC.
Well, did you see Andy's doing a special on Watch What Happens Live with all the kids?
Do you care about that?
No. I mean, kind of. I think there's like a couple I would be down for.
Yeah, it like will be interesting, but it's not going to be like groundbreaking.
It's not going to be groundbreaking. Like me wearing florals for spring.
Honestly, I would prefer that to be the announcement than the Kardashians, though.
Oh, I would agree. I would agree with that.
So that's that.
Next one for me.
Anguilla.
Anguilla.
Wasn't that actually kind of hard?
I think it's Atlanta.
It was.
Yeah.
Yes. And do you know what the famous line from that one is?
Was that Gone with the Wind fabulous when she's spinning around?
I mean...
Okay, but my favorite line from that, and I'm pretty sure it was this trip, that was whenever... Because Kenya was fighting with Phaedra because she was fighting with Apollo.
Mm-hmm. I think Kenya was relatively new.
Sorry, I just remembered my favorite scene from this. Nene was sitting by the pool, and she was trying to flirt with Greg, and she was like, "Do you not find me attractive?" And he couldn't really hear her because we know Greg's a little bit older. And he was like, "Yeah, baby, I do." And she was like, "Well, then what's holding you back?" And Greg was like, "What?" She was like, "What's holding you back?" And Greg goes, "What's wrong with my back?"
Is this when they're like laying on that daybed?
Yes, it's like meme or the gif whenever she's like doing her tongue. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, because that's going to get everyone going.
I clearly rebinged Atlanta recently as well. Okay, you ready for your next one?
Yes.
Bali.
Oh, is that also OC?
Screw you guys, you will never see this face
yes!
again. When Tamara runs.
Because we actually just talked about that the other day,
yes!
our last podcast.
Yes.
When we're like, because we also saw her face a million more times after that.
Yeah, because we wanted Jackie to actually go away when she said it on the jet ski.
Yeah.
But yes, correct.
Okay. Ooh, I was a little nervous on that one. I was a little nervous.
We were killing this
Oh
game.
God, you're gonna definitely get this one. Amsterdam.
I have no idea. No, I'm kidding. But there's two.
Ooh, okay.
Beverly Hills, and then Dallas went to Amsterdam, remember?
Okay, that's true.
Beverly Hills, obviously.
I was like, Beverly Hills is the main one, Breaking the Glass.
The classic.
We actually did this. We need to bring Bravo Peace Theater back, because we actually did this scene.
You beast.
Exactly.
We do need to bring it back. Oh my God.
We need a good scene. I think it's time for that
We're
again.
going to bring back one next week, 100%.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Morocco. I'm
New
sure you
York,
have no
baby.
idea. I'm sure you have no idea. Yeah, New York, of course.
You know I can't quote this line, and I know you can. What is it when she's coming down the stairs?
You came down the stairs in your Herman Munster shoes. Well, they're actually Louis Vuitton. Even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes. Classic. What is that?
They
Is
were
that a
talking
buffalo
about,
coming down
yeah,
the stairs?
it was that one.
Yes. Oh my God. That's when she was actually in Morocco. I did the line when they got back.
But it was still about Morocco. I was looking for either one of those. It
And
was
I gave
about
you
her
both.
coming down the stairs, and she gave me both because I knew she would.
I served you both.
But I always think that was such one of, like, I have to say, the most pivotal, iconic, everything moments in the Bravo, like, history to me. Because the fact that that fortune teller told Ramona that Mario was cheating on her, I would say 6 seasons before it actually came out.
I think it was like 3.
3? Okay,
2
it was
or
a
3.
long time. Like, because longevity of, like, life, like, 3 years is a long time for your husband to be, like, cheating or whatever.
Ramona's response to that was, oh, another woman, Avery our daughter, yes, we're like a great threesome, us with our daughter. Oh, that sounded really rough, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Okay. You remember Brad? Jill's friend? Like, her gay friend?
Yes! And, like, he literally knew they were going, and he, like, showed up and pretended that house was his.
And it was, like, a hostel
yes!
or something.
It was like a beautiful property, but it was not his house.
No, I remember one of them called out, like, this isn't his house.
I think Jill even called him out. Like, her best friend. Jill was always so mean to him, I felt. Like, she was, like, very shady to Brad. Ugh, amazing.
Okay, next question. Or next place. Napa.
Napa, New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's whenever
Juicy Joe
went in the bushes and pretended to be speaking Italian and
My
called
bitch wife.
Teresa a see you next Tuesday.
Oh, I forget that. I always
Yes.
remember the bitch wife part.
That is like
which is
ingrained
equally
in my
as
brain.
bad.
Yeah, they're both terrible. Like, terrible person. Diljo. Okay.
Diljo Giudice.
Diljo Giudice. Little did he know.
That is like the most iconic name that we've...
That's one of our...
You came up with it, but I like love saying it.
That's what he's from here on out. I wanted to get to come back to America just so we can talk about it more.
I know, right?
Are you ready for your next one?
Yes.
Turks and Caicos.
It's New York, right?
Turks and Caicos.
Okay, because that's when they get the hillside place. And
be cool. Don't be all like uncool.
also, I think... Yes, that is it too. But where did they go when they went... I'm always trying to remember this. Was it Turks and Caicos or St. Bart's when they did the big house on the side when Jill walks in and no one invited her?
That was St. Bart's.
That was St. Bart's? Okay.
Yeah.
I always get those, not confused, but I thought they went to Turks and Caicos
Scary
twice.
Island, yeah.
Yeah,
so
but
that was St. Bart's.
That was St. Bart's, okay.
Because Turks and Caicos is whenever Bethany is...
That's eggs a la Francais, right?
Yes, eggs a la Francais, and be cool, don't be all like uncool.
And like when Bethany tries to be like relatable and gets naked and runs in the ocean, yeah.
Yeah, that's what... Oh, yeah, when she's like making up with Heather and she carries Heather into the ocean. Of course.
Trying so hard.
Okay, next one for me.
Your last one.
Yes.
St. John.
St. John. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Am I mm-hmm?
St. John. I really don't know. Oh my god, I could lose.
Give you a nice countdown. 5.
No, don't give me a countdown.
4,
No.
3.
Hold on.
2.
No.
1.
I honestly have no clue, so I'm just gonna go New York.
Yes!
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they're the only ones that go to the Saint Islands.
Oh, weird, because I hadn't actually read this before, but St. John is whenever Jill showed up uninvited.
Oh, okay, so St. John is what...
Kelly Jellybeans.
I mean, I cannot remember all of the islands.
sleep.
Sue us. Oh, go to sleep.
I know,
go
it's
to sleep.
all in that part
Don't
of the
come
Caribbean.
for our Bravo knowledge, okay? We don't know all of our islands.
That's geography. I don't even know that.
Well, speaking of the islands, the Cayman Islands.
Oh, God. Is that... I actually don't know. Is it Atlanta?
Okay, I'll count you down. No, is that your guess?
Yeah.
No, it's Potomac.
They go to the Cayman Islands?
Yeah,
When?
it's when Robin planned the trip and she misses multiple flights and Katie, the chaotic Katie disappears and flies home.
You win.
But
I feel like that was just a fun trip down memory lane. So
that was so much fun.
I'm going to cheers to that because that was... I think we win. I think it was probably the longest game we've ever played.
But that was so much fun.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
weird. Did you know that one?
No, whenever I read that one, I was like, this is really difficult.
So it was like, I actually love the Caymans. I went there once, and it's like stunning. I feel like it's a lot like the St. John. And
Yeah,
like all that
yeah.
stuff.
Well,
it's like in the Caribbean. It's like that crystal
Yeah.
clear water. And I feel like I should have like remembered that because I liked it so much.
Yeah.
But
Did you go before or after that episode, do you think? Because this would have been like, what, season 2?
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well,
it was just
dang.
like, that was a fun game.
That was so
I
much
hope
fun.
y'all enjoyed a trip down Cash Trip Lane because...
Like, we thoroughly enjoyed
Yeah.
this. I really hope y'all did. Chase, did you see that?
What was it?
It's Bigfoot.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Can you put your toes
I was
away?
like, I'll put socks back on.
I'm like, Chase, can you please put your feet away?
Cassidy hates my feet. So.
I hate his feet and all feet. But it is time to talk about the Real Housewives of Dallas if you did not catch the Bigfoot reference. I gotta say, I am just not into this episode. It really pissed me off a lot.
I have to say, have you really been into the season?
No. So I'm glad you said it.
Yeah. I mean,
we kicked this episode off, and, like, obviously Deandra, I hate an uneventful to be continued, and we had it to be continued from last week. With Brandy and Deandra
yeah,
starting.
you're right. That was not worth it.
Literally, I was shocked that everyone agreed that Deandra was in the wrong. Like, even Tiffany was like, you just need to apologize.
I know. I guess, if anything, that to be continued, I was shocked because Tiffany and everyone was on the side of Brandy.
I was in absolute shock that Brandy was like, you're supposed to be my friend and not talk about the racist video and let it die. I was just like, I don't understand this. And Deandra actually apologized.
I was like, Deandra is definitely the bigger person here, because Brandy could have been like, oh, this sucks. But, like, I said this exact thing last week. She could have said, oh, this sucks that it's back in the press, but we're gonna show this season that I'm working on myself. I made
this bed. I have to lie in it.
Exactly.
This is the season that I'm gonna have to do a lot of groveling.
If anything, I feel like she'd be like, I'm excited for the season to air, because at the beginning she was so like, I'm on my like journey of awakening and like.
Girl, if
blah,
that's
blah.
how she would have handled this whole thing, it would have been. I would have had so much more respect for Brandy, but now I have literally zero because of the way she's handled this.
Yeah, she's not doing great. I would say.
But I was just so disappointed that was to be continued, and Deandra actually apologized in her confessional. She was like, I think working with like Shaman Darren has really helped me grow. And I was like, maybe I need to see him, because I would not have apologized for that. I know.
I want to get my weave in and my like chakra worked out.
Because I would have died on that hill. I would have been like, I was not wrong. So we can fight about this all day and I won't go on this trip. So. Yeah.
I also kept staring at Deandra and being like, damn girl, that facelift and just you in general, she looks so hot.
She looks so good. Oh,
like,
Deandra
I'm so into Deandra this season. I mean,
Chase is having a moment with Deandra, guys.
I am. Did you see my eyes thinking again?
A moment of silence for Chase's vibe with Deandra. She looks good, though. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But we are headed to Oklahoma on this bus. And I gotta say, when Stephanie got out to pump the gas and read that the car has to be turned off, and like I was like, does she normally leave the car on when she gets
thought that
gas?
too. I was like, wait, that's just like a common known
standard in life. Does she not fill up her own tank? Because that is an issue no matter what.
I feel like at this point she probably doesn't anymore. I feel like she probably has like her assistant do it.
Then don't try to pretend like you're so down home, like Oklahoma, good old country girl. If you did not even know that you had to turn your car off to get gas, okay? Sorry, not sorry.
I don't know if I misheard this, but I feel like Cam walked out. She's like, I'm so proud of you for pumping your own gas. I don't know why I give her an accent.
You really give California Cam this hardcore accent.
Hey, y'all, why are you pumping your own gas?
Also, girl, okay, you are not giving us a good country accent. No. I thought that would be the one accent that you could perfect.
Hey, y'all.
You could just say, hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
We're done. We're moving on to... Okay, I thought they were going camping. They show up to a gorgeous... Like, I do not camp. I could camp in parentheses there all day. Beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing. Because we thought they were going to be staying in that RV that literally, like, Deandra almost killed everyone in. And was... I will say, I did laugh at this part whenever Deandra, like, keeps turning and, like, blah, blah, blah. And everything's just sliding. Like, people are sliding everywhere. And, like, Kary at one point is trying to drink her, like, Michelob. And it, like, flies out of her hand. And she, like, falls on the ground. I was like, okay,
it actually made me, like, want to rent an RV. Like, that would be so much fun
but I would
if we
never
did
drive,
that.
would you?
Oh, I wouldn't drive.
Okay, we'd make Jules drive.
I was like, Jules is... We recently rode in the car with my fiance, Jules. I think Chase only been in the car with him a couple times because we normally Uber whenever we go places. And, like, we literally almost got in the worst wreck. Like, it wasn't his fault, in his defense.
It wasn't, but Cassidy also said earlier in the day, are you excited to ride with Jules? I bet you're scared. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And then that happens, and I'm like, not your fault, but I see what you're talking about. Maybe he's just a bad luck.
In his defense, he is from England, is used to driving on the opposite side of the road and the wheel on the opposite side of the car. We're going to go
then
with that.
Why are we letting him drive?
I know. Guys, you move here, he didn't even have to do, like, a license test or anything. You just automatically get a license. So,
stress-free.
When you know why the roads are so bad.
I think he could be better than Deandra, though.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, that campsite is not a campsite. It is a beautiful wooded cabin that I would love to stay in very happily. Flat screen TVs everywhere.
Yeah, and like everyone had their own room, and it was great.
Can you imagine my reaction when I saw this game to pick roommates?
Ooh, speaking of rooms.
A shoe out of a potato sack. Y'all, I do not do feet.
Shoe in a sack is what it was called.
Shoe in a sack, pulling out a boot or whatever. That's how they got their roommates. And it was so funny that Brandy did not want to be with Deandra, and Deandra did not want to be with Brandy. And of course, they pulled each other's shoes.
But also, no one wanted to be with Deandra because they say she brings too much shit.
Yeah.
So they were all
that
like,
would be me. I do not travel
I
lightly.
mean, we do go, like, on an overnight stay, and she has a suitcase for, like, a 2-week trip, so you're not wrong.
Okay, sue me. I like options, okay?
You know what? Respect that.
I feel like none of those Dallas girls travel lightly. No housewife travels lightly,
no,
let's be
you're
honest.
not wrong, so no one can really talk. But I feel like Deanna's one of those people that throws everything out of her bag and, like, doesn't organize it, and she has her, like,
takes up the whole vanity of, like,
yeah, she probably has, like, rocks and chakra shit and, like, all of this, just,
You're
like,
probably right.
rubbing it all
All
over.
of her good night, hard day morning. Is that what her products are called? All over the vanity. Good day, night, morning.
No, ma'am. It's, like, hard night, good morning.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, good day, good night, good morning.
Good day, good night, good morning, hello, good evening.
I feel like you're on, like, a talk
Bon
show.
nuit.
Like a morning show.
That's kind of what her product sounds like,
It's
though.
true.
Oh, she should start a podcast that's...
She does have a podcast.
Oh!
Awkward. Competition.
What's it
really.
called? Tuna Fish Dreams
I
Caviar
don't give
Budget.
a rip.
No, is it really?
Yeah.
No, is it with Mama D?
I don't think Mama D's a full-time co-host. She does it with another girl, but I think Mama D's on there a lot. If not, maybe a third co-host.
I did not know this. I feel very embarrassed now.
I do need to listen to it because then I could get Mama D's accent down. I'll work on my accents.
That is a challenge for you. We'll see how that goes.
I'll come back in a year.
We're gonna check in 16 years and see how it's going.
That's our, like, podcast update. We're just like, hey, Chase finally mastered.
Chase finally mastered Mama D's accent after Mama D's been gone for like 10 years. Because, I mean, she's like in her 80s. Well, she was incredible, but she's in her 80s.
I'm praying to Shaman Darren.
Okay, for eternal life for Mama D. If you had one thing in the world, what would you wish for? Eternal youth for Mama D. But I did think that it looked like a party that we would be having. We were all together because on the counter was just Michelob Ultra and Whispering Angel.
And hot dogs.
And hot dogs. I was like, amazing.
Oh, I did want to ask you, if you were on a group trip, how would you decide what rooms, like, people get?
I think room-wise, whoever plans it, it's fair to have, like, the best room.
Yeah, I think so, too.
But roommate-wise, I think that it should just be, like, I don't know, I don't like when people separate people. Like, if you want to be with your best friend, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, if I rolled up and, like, I didn't know Cam that well, and I would rather stay with Stephanie because she's my best friend, I would be like, well, me and Stephanie are going to stay together. Like, you know, Cam, you stay with Tiffany, and then, like, Brandy, you
Yeah, I
stay
feel like
with...
it's just such a housewives thing that they, like,
Like, to, like, make it, like, well, let's all be, like, especially because Stephanie's friends with everybody.
Yeah.
So she tries to be like, well, you know, like, let's mix it up so I'm not always with Brandy. But how would you do it?
I think the same. I'm kind of just like, we're all adults.
I don't like people telling me who I'm going to stay, especially sharing a bed.
I feel like if anything, like, I would just be, like, the simple, like, old school, like, pick a stick and whoever has the shortest one, blah, blah.
See, and that would make me rage for the rest of the episode. I'd be like, no
It's like,
way.
we know how to start the fight in the group trip. Right
I would have such an issue sharing houses. Like, I would rather be in a hotel. I think Renna said that one time. She's like, I don't want to share a house with these people. I want to be in a hotel.
No, see, I don't mind. I would be happy staying with everyone because then it's, like, fun. You don't have to, like, go anywhere, blah, blah. I just think everyone should have their own room, if you can.
That's the thing. Like, going in there and sharing with another girl that you don't know that well, like, that is a problem for me. Mm-hmm. And I don't like sharing a bathroom. That is a big thing for me. I think everyone should have their own bath. Like the Chateau in Provence on Beverly Hills.
Oh yeah, that's what I go for.
That
You're
works
right.
for me.
That's what I go for.
Like 10,000 square feet. Everyone has their own
wing of the house.
Yes, it's like that's the kind of house I could do.
No fights there.
No fights. But then we got they all went outside to do their little hot dogs. Fun. And around the corner comes Charles, the Bigfoot hunter, seer, whisperer.
Well,
what
actually,
would you call him?
before we get into that, I did just want to mention one thing because I feel like it kind of sets the tone for the episode.
Yes.
Is Kary starts on the whole housewife trope of like, there's no staff in this house. Can't we agree? Anytime we go on a trip as a group that there should be staff. I should not be carrying my bags. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. And it goes on to saying, like, how you're like, this place is beautiful. Yeah. You each get your own room. You're fine. Or they're roommates. But, like, it's a nice house.
Yeah, no, it's
You're camping. Like, you expect a full-time staff there. I was just annoyed because it's like, housewives do this all the time. But...
Sorry,
Ramona. But there's just, like, I don't know, it's different. It's like they're camping. It's like, annoying Ramona does it, but it's extra annoying right now.
You saying that, and then they show a flashback. She was like, when we were at my house in Mexico, we had a full staff. I don't know why they don't. If they don't this year, I guess because of the pandemic, but I was like, they should go to that house all the time. It's
the pandemic, but that was stunning.
The sickest place of all time. When it looks like you're like, oh my god, but like also, it's the most beautiful place ever. Like
their family's house. It's been there like for generations.
So they probably have someone that lives there.
Also, like, I know her like husband's family is like super, super rich.
Right.
So it's like, they may just have, that's just how they do.
They probably
They
have
the
full-time staff to take care of the house because it's such a big place.
But it's like they're going on camping.
Yeah,
like,
no,
just,
that
I hate
was,
when people start doing that.
You're right. And that, like you said, it kind of sets the tone for how Kary's going to behave the rest of this episode.
So hot dog time. Sorry to cut you off.
Bigfoot guy comes and he's like telling a story about how he's seen Bigfoot and. Like, I didn't like that Tiffany started pretending to fall asleep and yawning. I thought that was kind of rude. I wasn't into that. Because I think when someone's talking, even if you think it's BS, like, you should still hear them out.
Oh, don't worry. She is the least of our worries this episode when it comes to rudeness.
No, that was my point. I was like, Tiffany, that's so, like, you know, that's not cool. Like, 'cause I think she's a really, like, nice and respectful person. Don't do that. And then Kary comes in times a million. I mean, I think she was definitely hammered at this point, but that's no excuse.
I would say no excuse because we've seen Kary drunk plenty of times. She knows better.
She starts going in on him about being a hunter. And bear in mind, I am not a fan of hunting either. But he says he eats whatever he kills. And if you're not a vegetarian, I think Stephanie says this later in the episode, you cannot say a word. That's
what Stephanie said. She was like, are you a vegan? No. You had a hot dog earlier.
20 minutes prior, literally hot dogs are the worst meat you can eat in terms of
you're
animals.
Eating who knows what.
Exactly. You're like literally eating meat from God knows where. So you cannot sit there and go at this man who's there being nice and very respectful.
I was actually so curious. When I was watching this, I was like, I can't wait to see what Cassidy says because I know Cassidy is obviously very like,
I was a vegetarian for
rescue,
like 6 years.
Like, you know, all of that. I didn't think she'd be necessarily against this, but I was just curious, like, what your take would be because Kary went just so hard.
I think that she was completely out of order. She's not a vegetarian. She acted like an absolute asshole towards him. And he was very respectful back. And like I said, he eats whatever he kills. And he like looked very much like someone who lives off the land. Like I think he probably is out there. If he goes turkey hunting, he probably comes in and, you know, cooks the turkey or whatever.
And I think this is Stephanie's whole thing. But it was like, this is our guest that I had come and like do a goofy little fun moment. Why do you have to be rude to him? Like, you can have differing opinions.
He's not killing an animal in front of you. Exactly. If he was like trying to do that,
her to kill any animal. They were just like walking around the woods, like having a fun
lighthearted night.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think he could also tell she was hammered because he was like, obviously they go Bigfoot hunting, they don't see anything. But he gave a couple of them.
I was waiting for Dallas Girls to find Bigfoot. Out of all of these shows, like on like A&E or like Travel Channel, whatever it is.
Upon Bigfoot.
Dallas finds it. How hilarious!
Finding Bigfoot that's been on for 10 years.
And never found him, but Dallas Girls find him. How amazing would that have been?
I actually would have died if that happened. That would have been the funniest thing of all time.
I don't think I could have ever watched like a Housewives series again because I don't think they would have topped that moment that Dallas found Bigfoot.
Tier. Incredible. I can't. I would have sent them to Scotland to find Nessie next. I'd be like, what else are the Dallas Housewives going to stumble upon? But they were walking in the woods on the way back, and he had given machetes to a few of the girls. And he was like, I don't want her having one. Like, I think, like, kind of being funny, but also, like, she's clearly hammered.
Yeah.
But she was so not being funny at all. She started kind of, like, and you don't mess around.
No, and he said they were super sharp, and they are super sharp.
They could literally, like, slice your arm off.
Yeah.
Like, she was trying to be, like, funny and cute with it, and, like, be a dick to this guy. And it just was not a good look.
And she was, like, pushing his buttons in, like, a way that was just so unnecessary. And he was being so polite.
Yes.
Like, he really was just, like, not taking... I feel like she was, like, baiting him to, like, get mad at her.
She literally said, "Oh, I bet you have a small pee-pee." To him.
Insane.
Like, and he just kind of sat there. Okay, like that was like honestly, if I was
so
Stephanie,
rude.
But Stephanie is so like sweet and like quiet, I would have been like, you need to like go into your room because you're acting like an absolute asshole right now.
Agree with you completely, but the fact that Stephanie even got slightly heated
is a big deal.
You know how big of a deal it was. That how much she thought Kary was offending this man.
Yeah.
Because Stephanie was like, "This isn't cool.
Yeah.
You need to stop right now. Like, I don't like how rude you're being." She did, and I was like, Stephanie, I'm happy you said
like
something.
Like you said, that's a big deal because she usually wouldn't.
And she never does. I love, Stephanie's such, like, a good church-going, like, Southern girl, because she's always like, girl, stop.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
and I would have been like, shut the hell up, you're acting like an ass.
Like, she, like, her, like, little niceties are just so, like, we know people just like that.
Yes.
So it's interesting. I mean, she's better than all of them, but...
It's very common.
It's very
here,
nice, and it's like, you don't find that on Housewives, which is sometimes my problem with Stephanie. Like, I love her to death.
But she doesn't get in arguments a lot, and it's like she doesn't
that much. But that's for another conversation. But in this moment, she actually said something, and I was happy about it.
Yes, the next day, well, night ends, they would go to bed. She's upset, you can tell, But the next morning, she was making Dr. Pepper donut things, and I was like, that's the best sounding thing I've ever heard.
You know, my mom used to make me those.
No!
Yeah.
Did she really?
It's so bad for you, but so good.
Oh my god, we have to get her to make us one at some point.
Essentially, it was funny because I don't think you actually put Dr. Pepper in it. You just use, like, the cap.
No, I think she put Dr. Pepper in with... She, like, said how she makes it's, like, Dr. Pepper and a little bit of the dough or something.
Okay.
And then she puts the cap... Like for the
to make the donut holes.
Yeah.
So my mom,
maybe she didn't put Dr. Pepper in it.
I don't remember, but my mom did something very similar without the Dr. Pepper, but she used like a cap, and you honestly just like get like crescent rolls, not crescent rolls, just biscuits.
Yeah.
Out of the can, and you like pop the little hole out of it. You get a vat of grease, deep fry her real quick,
course.
And then toss it in some powdered sugar.
Incredible.
So good.
It's like the best thing. Like when you're young and your metabolism works, it sounds amazing.
Oh, mine never worked, but
oh, shut up.
But I will say, so good. And now, since I saw that, I was like, we have to make them. Next time we go on, like, well, if we ever go camping, that's what we should do.
I also think, like, because we're trying to have, like, you guys should message us and tell us what y'all want to see on Unfiltered more. We're trying to, like, play with the idea of doing, like, maybe trying housewife, like, products or, like, doing things. Bringing some people on. Like, you guys have to tell us what y'all want to see more on Unfiltered.
Yeah, because we want to make Unfiltered
more fun.
Our casual, our loose podcast. Like, we obviously will talk about housewives or, like, random shows and stuff. But I want it to be kind of the thing where we do have guests on. We do have random, like, segments of...
Well, like, we're trying, like, the alcohol products of the housewife. So, like, things like that. So, we definitely be on the lookout for these coming out soon. Because we want to... Yeah,
and also send suggestions.
Yes, we would love to hear that. Or a housewife product you'd like to see us try, test, anything like that. Send it to us. Instagram, YouTube.
It sounds like we're trying Dr. Pepper biscuits first.
And I'm like, donuts. AKA, I really want to try to make these. Or I want your mom to try to make them for us. Okay. But the next morning, like, when they're doing breakfast, Stephanie actually makes it a point to say to Kary, she's like, I don't like the way you acted last night. You were really rude to him. And Kary's just walking around, like, laughing about it. She's like, haha, whatever. I was like, so you're rude. Doubling down right now? Yeah. That's so embarrassing. Like,
it was embarrassing. It's like, you don't even wake up and be like, oh, I was drunk last night. You're like, oh, ha 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 ha, I offended him, ha ha ha. And you're like, oh,
it's not cute. Nobody's laughing.
So you're not even having remorse.
Exactly.
Because at least, like, usually, again, being drunk is not an excuse, but I feel like people wake up from
like,
being drunk and like, oh,
remorse.
Shit, like, I did something so stupid. I don't think she was doing that.
No, she was not doing that at all. So that's kind of how that's left. And then half the girls go fishing, and half the girls go to a winery. And when Tiffany got to her fishing with the umbrella hat, and then she got a bigger umbrella hat,
I loved it so much.
Died. I was like, where do I get that?
I saw someone, like, or it was someone she responded to, Twitter, or Tiffany responded to them on Twitter, and they're like, oh, like, obviously, like, Tiffany's doing too much. Like, clearly she was, like, endorsed by this hat brand.
What?
And Tiffany was like, why would I be endorsed by, like, an umbrella hat? Like, I just like them because I don't want wrinkles.
Also, I hope she secures an umbrella hat endorsement now. Because
like,
that's the
iconic celebrity status.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Because, like, the small one, I was like, oh, I've seen those. And she's like, oh, God, I'm not getting enough UV protection. And then she busted out the one that was, like, 10 feet around. I was like, this is so good.
Give me that sponsorship. I'll hawk them on this podcast.
I will.
Do you want an umbrella hat?
Catch me next month wearing an umbrella. Our umbrella hats are just going to be hitting each other as we're sat here because they're so big.
Hey, guys, don't mind us. We have our umbrella hats on today, but...
Oh, my God, we should do a podcast one time outside in umbrella hats.
I actually would love one.
Look forward to that, maybe never, but it would be fun to do.
Eating donuts.
Eating our Dr. Pepper donuts. Why does it sound like the best day ever?
I don't know. I'm into it.
Oh, amazing. But the other half of the girls, they went and, like, made their own wine. And
Girl Gone Wine. I love that.
Oh, is that
Girls Gone Wine.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm, like, obsessed with that name.
You're like, that's my new motto. That's his housewife tagline.
Girl Gone Wine.
Girl Gone Wine. But they made their own, like, Chardonnay or something. Yeah. And I was like, that looks so much fun.
I really like that. Like, that was cute. I would want to do that.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, maybe in Fredericksburg we could do that.
Oh, I bet we probably could.
Ooh, fun.
Ooh. Now we're just, like, we're just brainstorming
now
what we want to do now.
I was like, now we're planning a trip.
Now we're on Expedia booking our trip. Like, sorry.
You're just getting into a glimpse of how my brain works. I just go sideways
real
quick.
Bam,
I mean, if you haven't noticed that already.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sure they had no idea. But obviously they start talking about how Kary behaved the night before. Like, the girls who are having wine are talking about how Stephanie's really upset about it and everyone thought she acted way out of order. And the girls who are fishing are talking about it too. And Kary, like, starts crying and she's like, I just feel blindsided. I didn't realize I acted that way. Like, and I didn't realize I think she was more upset because Stephanie was upset. Not that she upset this other guy.
I agree completely.
Which isn't
because, like,
cool.
Stephanie doesn't get upset that often or, like, get that passionate about a fight because, as we said, she's, like, very forgiving.
But still care about the guy's feelings you
But
hurt,
that's what I
even if
mean.
you
It's
don't
like,
know
it
him.
was just annoying her reaction to be only for Stephanie because it was, like, probably shocking.
Yeah.
But you're forgetting the whole point here. Is that the guy was offended.
Yeah.
And Stephanie's just mad on his
And
behalf.
she, like, had no intention, I think, on calling him to apologize. No. But they get back to the house, and Stephanie's, like, setting up these, like, obstacle course and stuff outside. And Kary was like, I need to talk to you now. I really need to talk to you, Stephanie. So she's like, okay. And she apologizes to her. And, of course, Stephanie's kind of crying. And she's like, look, I just felt really bad that he felt so bad. I called him today and I was like, look, I'm really sorry, and I think he was just embarrassed, which, like, that made me even sadder that he was embarrassed when he did nothing wrong.
That means he went home and, like, had to, like, think on it,
yes.
like, dwell on it. I'm like, oh, that's such
like, and also
a
you're on
shitty feeling.
TV to such a large audience, you want in this girl treats you like crap.
That was probably so exciting for him to be like, I'm gonna go talk about Bigfoot on national TV.
And oh god, that just really made me sad. And Stephanie, of course, like, accepts her apology, so I'm glad that Kary kind of saw. But I saw a preview for next week, and it looks like Bigfoot Charles comes back to the house.
I hope so, and I hope he brings Bigfoot with him.
So I literally hope that Kary gives him the best apology ever, because she needs to.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Simple as that. I was not pleased with this episode, because I don't like when people are mean to people.
And also, it's a cast trip. We need more.
Yeah, give us Merle.
Okay, is that Bigfoot's name? Give us Merle. Merle Bigfoot.
They did say he had, like, 10 aliases.
Yeah,
it's like Mumford.
Mumford and Sons. I did not expect that.
I didn't either. You know, I love a bit of Mumford and Sons.
I thought about you. I was like, Mumford.
We were like, ooh, Cassidy. She might be into Bigfoot then.
It's like Cassidy, like, you see her in the background, like, going through the bushes. Like, is Mumford out here?
I've been looking for you everywhere. Oh my god. But that's Dallas. And I'm looking forward to seeing Bigfoot Charles next week. We're going to Jersey Shore, bitch, again. Bitch! This is the Jersey Shore, right? It's like Tom's River.
Yeah, this is Jersey Shore. It's all the shore of Jersey. So yeah,
we're at the Jersey Shore again.
There you go.
And we're going to kick things off immediately. I ended on it this last time, and I'm going to start with it now. We're having our Big Ham Linky moment of the week.
Right off the bat?
Right off the bat. Teresa's getting dressed, and Dolores is trying to, like, zip her dress up. And she's like, oh, God, can you come help, like... I want to say Big Ham Linky. Frank, can you come help? I'm trying to get the dress up. I can't get it up. And he walks over and he's like, I have that problem from time to time. I was like, my sweet Big Ham Linky.
My Big
Dick
Ham...
jokes.
Great. Sausage. Mine is just kind of like the whole episode. Like,
sorry, are you giving us Big Ham Linky moment of the week now?
I am. I'm adding.
Oh my god, I'm so happy
that
Chase is finally really on board with this.
I just really enjoy it because now that Cassidy did it, it's like I look for moments, and this one's it's not crazy, but I just love a man that's just like, I'm going to drive you girls on the boat, and we're going to go to dinner, and we're going to park, and we're going to enjoy it. I'm like, that's my man.
We're going to park.
He's going to parallel park that boat right into the marina.
I was like, we're just going to keep on driving. You ladies are going to jump. We're not parking this bitch. No, but oh my god, and his arms were so big with his, like, tattoos.
He's so red right
waiting
now.
Out there. Oh, he's so red.
Yeah, I want to, like, rub some aloe vera on him.
I was like, what? I thought you were going to be like, yeah, like, he's so ready to have a good time. He's so red. Okay. Oh my god, but yes, he looked damn good on that boat. And I was like, you can drive me on your boat anytime, baby.
Exactly.
Hey, Linky. But yes, I had to kick things off with that, guys.
I enjoyed it. That starts the episode off right, I think.
Yes, and everyone's getting dressed because they're all going to a dinner that night. Like, guys, this is all carrying over from the previous episode, whenever the big fight happened at lunch with Jen and Margaret. So we're all going to dinner, and there's a guy's table and a girl's table because of COVID restrictions. So it's, like, funny seeing all the guys. It is like a kid's table. I think Melissa makes that joke. Yeah. And then I'm, like, not gonna lie, I'd actually be at the guy's table because, you know, the girls are just about to start fighting.
It's
And the guys were happy. The guys were so happy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they even started, like, the dinner with shots and stuff, so they were good.
Yeah, guys, were we kicking things off with a shot and a drink? It's like, all right, let's do this. Yeah. I'm down for
that. But I
also
just love, because, like, we start the season off with, like, Jackie's, like, birthday party for Evan, and it's, like, 50 people. And now here are, like, like towards the middle of the season, we're like, oh, COVID restrictions, you can't sit together.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
Guys, it's like too far gone in Jersey at this point. But they bring up that story from Lake George, and this is kind of what kicks off a little bit of tension between Melissa and Girl with Gorga. He brings it up. He's like, oh, look how, like, Melissa's always so flirty. This is probably, like, what happened in Lake George, you know, when the girls made up that thing that she was flirting or texting with the bar owner just to mess with Joe. Which, this is why you don't make up things like this in a relationship, because it sows a little seed of insecurity.
Doubt.
Yes, it sowed a little seed. And you can tell it has with Girl with Gorga. Like, he's definitely...
Yeah, but he's also, like, an extreme case of, like... insane
masculinity, like
toxic masculinity. So
true.
Any like tidbit of like thinking his wife could have talked to another man, it's gonna ruin him forever.
He seemed genuinely pissed off at this point. Like, I think he was not handling his alcohol well. I don't know if it was like the emotions with everything going on with like no the next day. I don't know if he was drinking too much to try to cope with what they were gonna do.
Yeah,
which is just an excuse, which shouldn't be made. Like, the way he behaves with Melissa is very controlling, and it's not cute.
Much more.
We get into this. Yes, we definitely will get more into this. But Jennifer, speaking of relationships, she's like talking to Margaret that she treats Lil Joe Bonino bad. And Gorga's like, yeah, like, you kind of let her talk to you however you want. And I think that it's like so cool that Joe's like, that's our dynamic. Like, we're good. Yeah. Like, I'm not arguing with her. Like, we're good. Don't worry about us.
But leave it to Joe. Like, and this is why I think people always are like, we should have a housewife or House Husbands of New Jersey show. Because Joe is just as messy as the girls. And he's like, oh, I wouldn't let my wife talk to you
really
like that.
Is.
I was like, you're such a messy bitch.
Well,
I love it, but like,
Andy's
what a messy bitch.
Earlier, one person commented, was like, oh my God, please tell me it's like a House Husbands show from
I'm pretty sure
New
Frank
Jersey.
Catania commented on that.
No, he didn't.
I think on one post, Frankie, Big Ham Linky, sorry.
Not Big Ham.
He commented, he was like, it should have been the Real House Husbands of Jersey or something like that.
Oh my God. Me and Big Ham share one brain.
We're literally the same wavelength.
He sent me that cameo, and we've been connected ever since.
Honestly, personalized everything.
But Jennifer and Margaret are, like, arguing still. And Jennifer's like, you're no stranger to, like, meanness, Margaret. Like, you're used to being rude to, like, your husband, blah, blah, blah. And I'm, like, surprised that everyone defends Jennifer in this argument. And I was pleasantly surprised a little bit, because Margaret was super out of order, saying, you know, like, he's your meal ticket. He, like, Dr. Bill is like your meal ticket. You know, he's just whatever. You're
but kept no woman. One was right.
No.
She shouldn't have brought up, and she doubled down on the fact that she was like, she clearly wanted to sleep with her boss because she wanted to.
Super out of order. Should have never said that. It was, they were both wrong, but it was weird that the girls all defended Jennifer on
I agree, yeah.
But yeah, I think, like you say, they were both definitely wrong.
Yeah, it's like, okay, guys, just agree to disagree. Yeah. And y'all both were good, so bye.
Agree to disagree, and then we're going to power walk out of this restaurant, because that's what Melissa apparently did a little too fast for Gorga.
I got so mad at this fight because First off,
Melissa said she had to go to Fashion Week for Envy. That was the worst part of the night
amazing.
To me.
She's like, sorry, I'm so busy going to Fashion Week. And I was like, baby girl, like, stop. Like, you're like, you go and, like, buy clothes from stores. Like, stop. Fine. I'm not saying that's not hard work, but, like, you're not going to the front seat of Fashion Week at any top designer.
I died. But yes, the fact that they're walked. Sorry, go ahead. Yes, I know.
Oh, no. It was just, like, it was just so annoying because, again, getting back into the toxic masculinity thing. Yes. It's like, you know what? Your wife, you should kiss your wife's feet because she got you on this damn show. She's making you over $1 million a year.
He would love to kiss her feet every day, let's be honest.
That's true. And he probably does. Probably sucks them toes.
That's the problem, is that she's not around enough for him to kiss her toes.
He doesn't get his toe moments in enough. But I'm just like, she's making so much money for this family. If that means that she has to go to events, she has to go to Fashion Week for Envy. I also just love, because Envy's clearly a cover-up for, like, all the money I make on the show. Yeah. Because, like, Envy, I'm not saying it may be successful because it's a brand and she's on the Housewives, so fine. She does make money, but it's like, her money is from the show. Oh, 100%. And I just love, they're like, I'm working for Envy, I'm doing this. I'm like, bitch, you're working for Bravo.
They can't say that, though.
They can't. But that's what makes me so mad. And this is why I think, you know what? I think Joe also went to acting school because this is a fucking fake story.
Well, he's like, I don't know. I think it's fake, but I think there are some truths to it. Because he's like, you're not around. Like, we got married 16 years ago. You were always around. Like, you've changed a lot. Like, now you're like this businesswoman and you're gone all the time. Because she has gone on cash trips and doing stuff for the show, too.
Yeah, but it's annoying because he's acting like this only happened last year. But this has been the same storyline for them for, like, 4 years.
I
like,
think
I'm
she's
confused.
probably, like, gone more now because on Jersey, if you think about it, the husbands go on a lot of the trips.
Yeah.
But, like,
they do.
as of more recently, it's been a bit more, like, independent with the women. Because if you look at the old ones, like Napa, and when they go to, like, upstate New York, and they go to Italy,
That's
it's
true.
always, like,
Always
the
is
whole
couples.
family and couples.
Yeah.
So I do think he genuinely has an issue with, like, he's such old school mentality. I do want you home, and I want my dinner ready at 5, and I want you looking after the kids. But at the end of the day, like, her kids are getting older, and she has a career now, and like you say, she's bringing in loads of money, so...
Yeah, do you want her to give up
Get
her
over
paycheck?
it.
I mean,
Yeah, because the way Joe makes money is still a bit strange to me, as we've discussed.
Who the hell knows what he actually even does?
Hey, he posts pictures of remodels that he didn't do.
You don't mean he doesn't throw the Grow with Gorga conventions and makes all his money from that?
Grow with Gorga all day. But they are yelling at each other in the
They
van,
are.
and it is very awkward.
And it was just funny because we just left a dinner where Jen was saying that Margaret shouldn't speak to her husband bad.
Yeah.
And not that, like, Melissa was saying anything bad, but they were definitely yelling at each other in front of their friends. I'm like, that's just
like
as bad.
so cringy when couples
So it's
fight
like,
in front of people.
you can't be. You now should go tell Melissa, like, hey, this is embarrassing that you're yelling at your husband because she just said that to Margaret.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. But and she even said, "I kissed your ass for how many years, Joe? Things have changed now."
Mm-hmm.
But the next day, it's definitely a little bit awkward still. And I think who says it? It's like, I think it's the way Joe kept saying, I always wanted a relationship like my parents had. That was my vision of love. Like, that's what I saw. And things are changing between us now, and I just don't like it.
And that's a fair
I always wanted the relationship my mother and my
thing
father
for him,
had.
especially because they're about to have the like memorial for Nono. So it's like, it clearly connects to that. So it's like the connection's there, and it's valid feelings of like, I'm actually just overly emotional, and I only can take it out on you because you're my closest person. Very textbook, I think, of that.
Yeah.
I just think if this is what they're going to continue on for the rest of the season, of like their marriage falling apart, and we know it's not going to.
Yeah.
It's going to get old, I think, really quick.
I kind of hope that that's it. Because I think a lot of the scenes that we've seen where it looked like their marriage is falling apart, I think we've kind of seen them now.
I think it was like this episode.
Yeah,
they
it
like
was like
teased
this
it in the main trailer of like whose marriage is falling apart, and there were a bunch of scenes.
Teased it at the lake they gone to, with that stuff with Melissa, and obviously that's happened too. So I think maybe
I think it's probably done.
I hope it's done.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah. Joe does apologize the next day to the whole group, and he's like, I'm sorry if I ruined everyone's night last night. And everyone's getting ready to go on a boat to go to lunch, which, oh my god, we love a boat ride. I was so jealous. I was like, this looks like so much fun. I wish I was doing this right now.
And they each had like cool, like huge boats.
Yes.
I'm like, so into this.
And Gorga, of course, had to announce that him and Melissa had just had sex.
Of course he did.
Oh my god.
Adding more to the toxic masculinity like aspect of it all.
And you can tell that she doesn't like when he talks about it. So he keeps doing it because he thinks he can.
I don't know. I kind of think she does like it. Yeah. I think she does that whole thing like, don't talk about it. But like, everyone, I am fucking my husband.
I think in front of the group
like
with that, she thinks it's funny. But like, when it's just like them alone at home all the time, when he's like, touch my
Oh,
Tarzan.
no, that's
that
weird.
stuff is so annoying. It's like, oh my god, like, leave me alone for 2 seconds.
But in that moment, I thought she like kind of liked it a little bit.
We're good
just
now.
Because she exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Melissa at the end of the day wants to still be like number one. So if she has marriage problems, like she wants also for everyone to know that she doesn't have marriage problems.
You're definitely right on that. And I also thought the scene was kind of funny when they were on the boat. And apparently Evan speaks a bunch of different languages. He can speak like Turkish and which is crazy.
Italian.
He's like, I lived in Argentina. Like, I could speak that. And he said, I lived in Argentina for a while. I still have to go back and visit my children there. And I feel like Jackie was like, ha.
Iconic.
Like, this is not that funny. Why are you joking about this now? We just cleared this big rumor.
But I have to laugh because I can't act like it's real.
Yes, I was like, oh, that was like kind of cringy.
Kind of hilarious though.
But they get to this lunch, which, by the way, did you notice the coconut shrimp tower that looked freaking incredible?
Yes.
Oh, and everyone's drinking pina coladas and just like living like the water
and on
life.
the water, I want to be there. We need a
go
to the water.
We're about to get on Expedia and plan another trip.
I know. I'm like, where do you want to go to next, Cassie?
But the boys. Okay, well, we're not going to say anything about the boys. Joe starts getting text from Giselle the realtor. And you could tell Melissa's like, well, this is kind of weird. Your phone keeps blowing up. This is definitely a little bit strange. And I was getting the vibes of whenever, because he kept turning it off so quickly, I was getting vibes of whenever Diljo Giudice was in Napa and he kept like we talked about earlier, the phone and stuff. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be like
we're going to
the
get a
same
walk-away scene.
situation. This is going to be so bad. But then Melissa's kind of like, this is fishy. And because guys cannot pull off a prank.
No,
like this.
yeah.
They had the idea to change Frank's phone number and Gorga's phone
Giselle the
to Giselle the realtor. And like Frank was being so not secret about this. He was like, he had his phone out at the table like this, and then his phone would go off, and then he would text, and then his phone would go off. I'd be like, Big Ham Leaky, you are not well versed on this.
And he's one of those guys like literally has to have his phone up close to his face to
Yes!
like read his text. Like it's obvious.
Oh my god. So clearly that prank did not succeed at all. It was nowhere near the one that she pulled on Gorga previously. But like it was a little bit funny at first, but he was like, I think I just want her to be jealous. The fact that I felt like she was jealous for a little bit, it means annoying. She cares. I'm like, you don't have to be jealous to care. That is toxic. Not good. Not good.
I've never stood for the Joe Gorga of it all on Jersey. Like that's always been my biggest complaint. It's like, I get it's like they say it's how they were raised and it's like a cultural thing to like for the man to be like the man and the woman to be the woman, but it's like we're in modern times, it's 2021, we're not doing that whole like a man has a role, a woman has a role. It's like no, you are who you are and you make the life that you want to make.
Exactly. And
so
I think
always
that
pissed me off about Jersey.
You can take, if that's what you want your relationship to be like, and like if you want to have some type of like, say my parents are my role model for marriage, that's fine, but you can update it, you can twist it and flip it, because she can be out working all day, she can do this, she doesn't have to cook your dinner, you can cook dinner, but you can still have the same love that your parents had. Like you can,
but that's the difference. It's like he's wanting
the super traditional,
and he's also wanting her to do whatever he says,
which is no. Melissa's way too strong-headed of a woman as well.
Also,
to like
sorry, she's in reality TV. She's like a celebrity in a sense.
Well, that's
she's not gonna do what you're gonna want.
He said during the fight, he was like, "Oh, I don't give like a crap about the celebrity stuff." It's like, well, then why do you want to be on the show?
Joe loves it just as much as she does. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
That's why it's like I get annoyed at these like not made up fights, but a little bit dramatic fights that I think wink wink are fake. Because Joe Gorga loves this almost more than Melissa.
You're not wrong.
Like
you're not wrong.
If Melissa was fired, Joe would still come on with Teresa, and you know that for a fact. Him and
Teresa like live for it. So yeah, let's be honest here. But speaking of him and Teresa, we had to No Celebration of Life, and that picture
so
that one person gave them of No smoking. I was like, that is the sickest picture I've ever seen ever.
I even love that it was like an unbuttoned shirt. That's living his life.
Cigar, like oof. I was gonna say sexy, but like sexy, like cool.
So it was just like cool, and it's like he was clearly at the Jersey Shore during that. I think
I was thinking he was in Punta Cana because they used to love to go to Punta Cana. I mean, so I was getting like the cigar vibe, like chilling,
enjoying his vacation life,
But we had the ceremony, and it was beautiful, and it was magical, and it was everything we thought it would be. Gia gave her speech, and I was genuinely ugly tears crying.
Then you were one.
I was, and then I don't know how old he was when he died, but it's like, but then you were 85, hopefully, and I was emotional, and I
definitely teared up a little bit.
Yeah, I will say legit like snot coming out of my nose, but that's like how it ended. And rest in peace, No.
My first before we talk about R.I.P. No, before like Gia did her speech, Dolores was sitting there with Big Hams, and Little Hams was walking in, and didn't you hear her? She'd be like, "My uterus is bursting. Yes! Little Frankie's here." I loved it so much. I was like, she's obsessed with him and her kids in general, because her daughter as well. Yes. But it was just like so funny to like see her be like get so excited that he showed up. I was like, oh, they're so cute.
He's also like such a good son. And he comes in and he was like, "Mom, like kiss," and he always walks up to people like, I'm so sorry for your loss again. And the way he came up to Gia after her speech, like he was like raised right.
That's why I wanted to bring it up, because I was like, I knew you would like that, because Cassie was telling me earlier off the pod, she was like, you know what? Little Ham is just springs right.
Like, I was like, so nice. Like he's like gorgeous, so he could be like a real like F boy. Let's be honest. Like he could be a complete dick, but he just seems so sweet. And I'm like, oh my god, I just want to be friends. And Dolores, and I really think that obviously she says she raised him alone for a lot of it, but I think he has a good relationship with Big Ham too. And
and I think Big Ham and Dolores being so like mature about the relationship,
cool, modern,
amazing.
Yes.
Do I want to see them get married? I do.
I 100% do.
Yeah.
Do I want a wedding special? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I want a spinoff? Yes.
Honestly, yeah.
We're here for this.
Yeah, and all those dogs, her daughter's dogs, bring them all along.
We want all of them. We want all of them to have intros, like outside every single one of the 12 dogs.
I would love that.
That would be what we're here for.
But on that note, Rest in peace, No.
Yes.
And
All the memories, all the videos.
It was so
emotional.
cute. I wish they played the octopus one, though.
Yes, that was the most iconic No moment ever. Octopus at 7 a.m. because who doesn't want it then? But rest in peace, No. And that was Jersey.
That was Jersey.
Well,
And that's our episode.
Yes, I hope you guys had fun. I feel like we had a lot of fun this
I
week.
agree. I'm going back to our trip down memory lane on the
Hyperbole.
cast trips. Hey.
Hyperbole. That's Chase's new nickname.
I was living in cast trip land. You know, words don't matter there.
It doesn't matter there. It doesn't. But yes, that was super fun, and I hope you
was.
guys enjoyed listening.
And I'm going to say it, Cassidy,
I
do.
Chase is going to say it.
If you liked it, 5 stars, baby.
5 stars, baby.
Takes 5 seconds. I gave myself 5 stars.
If you see all the 5-star rankings, they're from us logging into everyone's phone. No, I'm just kidding. We got some real ones.
We for sure do. And that's what I'm saying. I like seeing them. They're fun. We love doing this, so it's really cool to see when people enjoy it just as much as we do. So if you take a second, give us 5 stars and leave a review, it'd be amazing.
On that note, I'm out of wine, so cheers.
That's the end of the episode then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.